Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Gulzar Munawwer, and today is our first episode on the live page of Ustadzi Academy. Today we are having with us Julius iLori from Nigeria. Welcome, Sir Julius iLori, to our show. Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm good. And you?
I'm also good and fine. Hope you're also good. So, first of all, dear viewers, I would like to introduce you about Julius iLori, who he is. Julius iLori is a social activist working to improve the lives of underprivileged and vulnerable population in Nigeria, particularly for the out of school children. He is an energetic Nigerian, passionate about the quality education, and he has been creating change in the civic space. In 2017, he founded a non-profit organization called Save African Futures. The Leaders Initiative aimed at empowering teenagers to be catalysts for social change and growth through education for sustainable development, which prepares them for the future of work. In 2020, Julius created a web application in response to the COVID 19 pandemic, which currently provides free educational material to over 1,000 secondary school students in Nigeria. That's so good, sir. I like it. In low income communities who do not have the opportunity for continuous learning during the pandemic, so it helps them a lot. He is currently developing a new curriculum for educators in the low income communities that will prepare them for the post COVID 19 era of learning. So, thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
First, I would like to ask about to kindly brief us about the Nigerian education system. A short briefing about the Nigerian education system, how you see the education there.
Yeah, the education system in Nigeria is still a growing system. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, it's still a growing system because the country as a whole is still developing. We are still developing. We are not yet there. So there are still some
Yeah.
inequalities in education because some people can access education because of they have the resources. For you to access quality education in the country, you need to have some, good financial support, to access quality education. Why some people don't have that opportunity, who don't have the resources, tend to not be able to access education, especially for young people in low-income communities who are from poor families, who are from the less privileged communities. They don't have access to quality education, and some of them could only afford government-owned schools. Government-owned schools are not. I would say they are not really the best. The best system in the world because they hold patterns of teaching and learning. We are now in a technology world. Technology is driving the scene. Technology is used to communicate, to teach, and all of that. Some of these children are left behind because they are from marginalized community. They don't have access to internet. They don't have access to a laptop. They don't have access to phones. They don't even have access to electricity. How can they access learning? So this is the inequality gap, among those that have and those that don't have.
Okay.
And even before the coronavirus pandemic, there's this issue, affecting education, corruption issues, government stable policies, the education space, low funding for education, and other things, affecting the educational system. And now COVID is here, COVID pandemic is here, and it has added so much to the problem, leaving so many young people in low-income communities behind.
Okay, sir. So first, I would like to ask you that what made you to go into the social work? What make you as a social worker? How you
Yeah,
become a social worker?
yeah, I grew up in a rural community. Growing up for me was very difficult because we had to struggle to access education. In the community, so many people could not afford education, but because I love to go to school, I want to be educated, so I gave it all my best. Sometimes you have to walk miles to get to school, like you trek down to get to school. So it's not very, and I made up my mind if I can have the opportunity of going to school, I'm going to use my voice, to raise my voice for other less privileged people that can access education, for government to hear them and give them support. And whatever I can do in my little capacity, I'm going to do it. And that is why I established a foundation and a
That's a
basic.
good deed. Yeah, that's so good. That's so. I liked it. I liked your work, and you have given you some introduction that you have done yet. So I would like to ask another question: how you balance your personal life and the social life? How you balance it?
It's a lot because you
Is I
have
think
to.
it's so hard.
It's a lot of work. Sometimes I don't have time for myself because I
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
do work. I need to attend to this. I need to do that. I need to do this. So I think right now I'm focusing on the work, on the social work, more than anything because I feel great doing what I'm doing. You know, when I created the web app, I discovered that so many young people in rural communities are using the web application because it is affordable. You don't need so much internet subscription to use it. You don't to have a laptop. It is phone compatible. You know, you can use your phone, and you know, even if you don't have a phone, you can download your notes for offline use, which means that in
Oh,
your space or your street, if someone can have a phone, just one person, you guys can share that offline without even connecting to internet. You can share the materials, and I have so many students who have been opportune to meet through this process, and it has given me so much joy. I have a student in the rural community who is writing. She has written 3 books, and she's not even up to 10 years old. She's in a rural community, and I was able to, locate her through this project. I have another student in another community. In fact, some of my student stories have been published on international media, because they are doing awesome, well, they are doing amazing stuff, and I'm so proud of the work I'm doing. And right now, I have currently created content for teachers that will be preparing them for the post-COVID era of learning, which will start on the of October to 6th of October. I'll be hosting close to
okay.
150 teachers from different low-income communities in Nigeria. Some will join online, while some that don't have phone, internet, electricity will bring them on site, provide them with laptops, internet, and all the digital resources they need, to learn. We're teaching them a lot about the changing styles of teaching. How do you start teaching online? How do you change, the green pedagogies to teach in another, in time of crisis? How do you learn how to, teach cultural responsiveness to teaching? Your mental health as a teacher. Teaching is a very stressful work. So we need to let them know that you need to take care of your mental health. What are the breathing techniques you need to, practice, to be able to be at higher productivity in class, whether online
Yeah.
or on site. And also we discovered that they are not earning so much money. So many schools are laying off their teachers. They could not pay them anymore. So we want to teach them how to
Oh,
stay motivated. How can you be motivated? How can you stay motivated as an educator? How can you, when you do something that gives you joy, you have that inner motivation that makes you want to keep moving, even if you are constrained by some certain conditions. So we want to train them on that, and right now it's a lot of work. Myself and my team are working heavily on this, and over 400 applications right now from close to 7 communities in Nigeria, and we are selecting some of them with amazing stories that will be part of the conversation and the part of the training also. That's on the 5th and on the 6th of next month.
that's so good. And your body language is telling me that how much you are passionate about your work. Your body language is
Yeah,
showing me that you're very much passionate. Very
yeah,
much. I like it.
I do. Yes, I love what I do. It gives me joy. For us to achieve change in our community, we have to be selfless. You
Yeah,
have to be
yeah.
self. You have to put other people's interests first before you. As you can see, I've been out since 5 a.m. today, and I'm just back. I'm in my house. I'm just trying to settle down. So I enjoy what I do. It gives me so much joy when I see people doing well. When I'm able to support.
Okay. Okay. So, can you please tell me that which past accomplishment are you proudest of,
Yeah,
and why?
my biggest accomplishment in the social impact space is this web application.
Oh,
The web application is the biggest, I would say, the biggest move for me in 2020, because 2020 was looking so terrible. When we started the year in March, I was like, okay, this year is going to be a great year. But suddenly, everything started going upside down. And, I was able to work with a team of experts, technological experts, and I was able to see I'm not a tech expert. I'm not a technological expert, but I know I have the ideas, and I was able to communicate this vision. And we have been able to support over 2,000 students. In fact, I think what I have on my profile was what I wrote like 3 months ago. Now we have centers in low-income communities for people that don't have phones, laptop, and all those things to access online learning. We provided tablets for them to learn in the community. which is single-handedly funded by myself and my team. We didn't get any grants or any money from any government, from any no. We were able to fund. I'm even thinking of doing fundraising for this maybe in the nearest days or something, just to support more young people because the impact is massive. The impact is massive and it is recorded. There are track records to what we are doing and it's not just a child's play. So I think that is my biggest achievement. Being able to support about 2,000 students in different income in Nigeria. When you stay in the community, when you stay in one state, and 5,000 kilometers away, you are touching someone over there. And the person does not even know you through technology, through the use of technology. That is a lot. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
massive, and great about that. Yeah.
So, what problems you face during the preparation of the web application? Have you faced any problem, any difficulty in your country?
Yeah. Firstly,
I think there is a very
resources.
good.
It's expensive.
I
I
think the
said,
IT
can you hear
system of
me?
the night.
I said, firstly,
Yeah, yeah. Yes, can you hear me, Julie? Can you hear me?
I can I
Yeah,
can hear you.
I'm asking about the difficulties that you have faced during the preparation of the web application. I heard that in the Nigeria there is a very good communication system, IT system in the country.
Okay, okay. I got that. I got that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, resources was the challenge. Resources, for you to start a project, funding, start creating something that is new, something that is like that is not common. When you do something that is not common, something that is new in the system, using technology is something that is new for us in Nigeria, in Africa generally. So, getting a fund to do all this stuff was a major challenge. We really could not access funding. Personally, I had to donate some of my savings. I donated everything I had in my account to the project, and I was able to get some other people, to support the project. So, funding, getting human capital like just summarize notes, make it very easy to read and all those things. So, the biggest issue we faced was funding, buying tablets, internet subscriptions, and all those things. So, those are the major. I think those are the major faced.
Okay. So, can you tell me about any failure that you had faced yet in your field work, in your social working? Any failure that you have heard? Any failure that you have faced yet in your working?
I'm not sure I have it because I have failed or have any failure in the space of social impact space. Um, I think the space helps you to grow. If you are creating solutions to problems, you are learning on the job. You are learning and you are growing with what you're doing because you are not yet a professional in that space. So, in the non-profit space for me has been more of a learning experience for me. I won't say I've made any mistake or I have done something that I really did not enjoy. For me, I see it as opportunities, a place to learn, where I can grow on daily basis. I want to learn new things every day. I want to grow. I
Yeah.
want to become better than who I was yesterday. So for me, it's not about the growth; it's about the learning, how I learn and become a better version of.
Okay. So, my another question will be that if you could give a new social worker a tip, if someone new social worker come to you and ask you for a tip, so what could you give him the tip about? What tip will you give to a new social worker if you wish to start a social work like you are doing in education system?
What did I give to the?
What tip would you like to give him?
You mean what will I say to social workers that want to start?
Yeah.
Please repeat the
Sorry,
question.
I question is that if you could give a new social worker a tip that could help them succeed, what would it be and why? What tip would you
Okay,
like to give to the new social worker that
I
want
got
to
that.
work for the society, for the education sector?
Yeah, firstly, I will advise that whatever you are doing as a social worker, you should know why you are doing what you're doing. What exactly makes you to go into the social space? Because social space is not very easy like in space. You have to work to get resources. You have to work to create your structure. You have to work to get people to support you. You must be convincing enough to get support. So what will keep you going if you don't get the support is your passion and your conviction for doing what you're doing, which is something that relates to you personally. You have it within you. So if you want to go into the social space, know why you want to go into it. What is your why am I coming to social space? What exactly I want to do? How can I get it done? You need to assess mentors, talk to people have more experience than you, assess mentors, let them mentor you, let them guide. Whatever you are doing, create structure to it. It should be structured in a way that helps you be more productive rather than doing so much work and you are not really getting the results. But when it is structured, you put in so much you put in so much work and you are getting results. So that is the advice I'm going to give to anyone who want to come into the social impact space.
Okay, so my question is another question is that okay, what you added in the new curriculum that you are going to make it for the educators, that you are now you're working on the new curriculum, and what factors you take in consideration for the preparation of the new curriculum that you are preparing. You're developing a new curriculum for educator. So, what factors and what problems you have identified in your education system? What are the solutions for which you are going to make the new curriculum? Julie, can you hear me?
I think can you repeat the question?
I'm asking about the new curriculum that you are going to work on. That what factors you have added in that? What factors of your education system you have considered for the preparation of the new curriculum? What problems you identified in your education system so that problems can be solved by your new system? What is different in your new curriculum? I want to ask this.
Firstly, the problem, yeah, yeah, I got that. I got that.
Yeah, yeah.
The problem of learning, the problem of learning and
Okay.
teaching, the problem of learning and teaching is what we want to add. Yeah, we want teaching to be more inclusive. Teachers should teach in a way that nobody is left behind in the class, even if they are from different cultural backgrounds, different religious beliefs, whatever background they came from, or wherever region of the country they find like they have come from, but they are in the same class. And it's important that the teacher put that into consideration while teaching. Teaching should be just from top to down. You have to interact with the students, know what they really want to learn and how they want to learn. You should not just stick to the traditional way of teaching. The future will require some certain kind of people who will be able to access the 21st century jobs, which are technological driven jobs, and it requires you to be a learner. So the curriculum
Yeah.
is going to help the teachers to understand that learning is from both sides, both the students and the teachers. They are still learning, but maybe one person may have more idea than the person. But you need to make this what you have to be more suitable, to be more simplified. Your system of teaching should be more inclusive than just teaching,
Yeah.
because you need to teach them to make them become productive. They need to be part of the process. Bringing the student part, what exactly do you think about this subject? Can you share your opinion about this curriculum? Can you share your opinion about the summary, the completion passage? You bring their suggestion into the conversation. You have already gotten their attention, to join the class. So in that way, you are
Yeah.
not just helping them to learn, you are making them become better because they are contributing to the conversation and you guys are just interacting in the class. And that is the future of learning. I don't know if you have heard of the flipped classroom. The flipped classroom, what so many schools are using out of the country, is a system that puts learning and teaching on the same level. So when a teacher is coming to class, he's not just coming to teach, he's coming to interact because the student already have an idea of what he's coming to say because he has communicated to them through the technological platform provided, before the class. So they are coming and they know my teacher is coming to teach me quadratic equation. They know. So they are coming their own study. Teacher is coming to interact. It makes learning more efficient and more effective. So that is the idea. That is what I want to communicate. So you don't just come and teach without productivity in the classroom. Have people engaging in the class. Help these people to become learners, and also through that you discover that
Oh,
their full potential.
can you hear me, Julie?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Julius? Yeah, yeah. The next is it's a very good answer. I like it. You're working, and I think you have worked a lot on your education system, and you have been doing. I have a very well wish for you for the future. So tell me about your most difficult
Thank you.
case. What about it was so challenging that you have faced ever in your field in your social working career? Have you faced any most difficult case that you have faced yet in the education sector of Nigeria? What
Yeah,
difficulties you face in your education system in the
first
Nigeria?
case is influencing the policymakers. These are government officials, people who make policies to drive the system. And this is the kind of structured environment. It's a structured environment in a way that it is very difficult for an individual to influence any decision or come up with ideas that can be accepted into the system. So the only thing we can do is to do what we can do from our end and try to maybe work with other change makers in the country to work together as group of change makers, so our voice can be louder than what it is right now, so we can influence the policy that are made on education. Funding for education should be increased than what it is right now. It should be the UN standard. So it's not just a conversation that can start today and be effected tomorrow. It's a process, and that is one the corruption in the educational system. The government is not ready to increase the budget for education. They are not ready to come up with favorable policies for people in disadvantaged communities to access education. So those are the major difficult things right now. But I'm sure with time and consistency, some of these issues will be addressed and be well addressed. I would say.
Okay, so in Nigeria, is there a single curriculum for the whole country, or there is some different curriculum in a different part of this country, or have a same curriculum for the whole country? Like in Pakistan, we have different curriculum systems,
Yeah, there is a
like for the
curriculum
different
for
provinces,
each
for
country.
the different states. So, do you have a single curriculum for the whole country
Yes, we
in
have
the
a single
Nigeria?
curriculum for the country, which is the government approved curriculum that is by the uh, Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education has a curriculum that it is approved by government. We have some foreign curriculums, that is being introduced into the system. We have the Nigerian British curriculum. We have the Nigerian American curriculum that is, adopted into the system by some of the schools, by some of the foreign schools who are coming to the country. But the government setting has a fixed kind of curriculum that is approved by their system. So they don't adopt some of this curriculum. It's just for those in some special private schools who have the fund pay for that kind of education, who are the one assessing this kind of education. But there's just one curriculum in Nigeria.
Okay, so Julie, tell me that is there any opportunity for the students there? They are studying in Nigeria for their future job or for their career growth. Is there any opportunity in Nigeria for them? Is there a very good space for their future career?
I would say yes, there is
Sorry, Julie,
opportunity
I can't hear
because
you.
the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, yeah.
I said there is opportunity. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can
I
hear
said
you.
there's an
Yeah,
opportunity. The coronavirus pandemic has brought the coronavirus pandemic has brought us closer to technology use. Using of technology,
yeah,
I mean, using digital system, happen. So this is a new trend that will be sustained, because for us to achieve or meet up with other developed countries, we have to move in this pattern. For us not to bring out people who will not be useful in the digital space or in the future of works. So it's important that we are learning on this process, or we are learning through the process, or we are learning with the process, to be more productive with whatever we are doing. Let me reframe this. What I'm trying to say is the economy is growing technology. So I'm sure this is a trend that has come to stay. And so in the next years, 20 years, we are going to see so many jobs, so many virtual jobs, and I'm sure those in schools right now would be able to access, if they are able to access the right types of training that can prepare them for the future. That is one thing my
yeah,
organization is trying to do. We want to create another curriculum for students to prepare for the future of jobs. Yeah, some jobs will require you to have some certain skills, like your team building skills, your resilience skill, your ability to work hard, your ability to be able to learn on the job, your ability to work with other people, your ability to innovate, to come up with ideas, because I'm sure there's going to be less supervision in the future of work. Technology will drive this process. So what we are trying to do is to come up with a curriculum that will help young people prepare for this future. You must have emotional intelligence to find some kind of system. So it is important
yeah,
we
yeah.
start preaching this, and I'm sure it's consistent in the next 5 to 10, in the next 5 years or few years more, we will have a better system, and more young people will be able to access some of this feature of work. They'll be able to do better with some of the things some NGOs and CSOs are doing in the country. So that is my thought.
Okay, okay. So can you, Julie? Can I call you Julius? Can I call you Julie?
Fine, 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 cool.
Fine, it's fine. Okay, okay, that's good. That's good.
Good, no
So
problem.
I would like to ask. So kindly, can you brief about your non-profit organization that is Save African Future? Save African Future. Can you brief about it a little? What are the purposes? What are the vision of the organization that you have made? Save African Futures.
Yeah,
Can you
the
share a little
organization is a
vision of your
youth-led,
organization here?
youth-focused non. The organization is a youth-led non-profit making organization that works to help young people in rural communities access quality education through the use of technology, through the use of capacity building workshops, through the use of the 21st
Okay.
century teaching programs, through the use of 21st century learners program, to help build system, not just top, but from the bottom to the top system, where we start from rural communities, marginalized communities, build capacity of teachers, build capacity of students, help them access technology to be able to meet other fellows from other developed part of the world. So that is the vision of the organization, and that is what we are working on. And I think in the last few years we have done some amazing project work with young people, vulnerable kids on the streets, making sure that they are better informed about life. They are better informed about making the right decision about their life, on drugs, substance abuse, and some other things. So we are focused more in rural communities on young people, and also to help them become the best they can be. We want young people to be able to achieve potentials. We want them to be able to achieve their potentials, no matter their status, no matter maybe they are from poor family or from rich family. Everybody should have a level playing ground, to be whatever they want to be.
So your words have attracted me a lot. So I would like to ask some your experience. Would you like to share about your life experiences, your education? Your personality is outstanding. I'm not. I'm very much impressed.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I studied business administration and management. Can you hear me?
Okay. So your experiences, how you started working, and how you come to the social working, and how you started working on education sector, your history of working, can you please share with our audience? They want to know about you.
I joined backspace. I did not want that system.
Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there is a question that can you tell us about what problems your teachers and students are facing in Nigeria in their educational institutes? One of the audiences asked. Can you answer it,
Yeah,
please?
eh, yeah, like I said earlier, of inequality, of educational inequality, where some people can access learning while others can't access learning due to their status or due to where they find themselves. That is the difference between the have and the have not. According to the radical school of thought, the gap between the have and the have not, you see some people who have the resources to achieve this, while some don't have the resources. They have to struggle. Those people who don't have the resources are more than those that have the resources. So that is the problem of education space, problem of inequality, where some can afford, why some cannot afford. People cannot access problem of the problem of
Uh,
policy formulation, problem policy formulation. Oh my God. From the part of government. So it's a whole lot. We have pre-existing conditions even before the COVID-19 pandemic. The issue of corruption in the educational space in the country, government instability, constant policies, and all those stuff. A lot of issues, but I'm sure that with time and with consistency from non-governmental organizations, civil society organizations, this conversation will get louder and it will get to the higher authority and we can start making the change from the bottom to the top, rather from top to the
so the video is again and again is distracting very much. The video is. I think there is a signal issue at your home. I think at your place. Video is distracting very much.
yeah, maybe it's the network. The network is terrible.
I think there's a network issue. Yeah, I can see. So, Sir Julius iLori, thank you so much for giving us your time. Hope that viewers have learned a lot about the Nigerian education system. So, thank you so much, sir, for being here. We learn a lot, and have a nice day. Have a good night. I think it's evening time in Nigeria. Julie, what time is it here in Nigeria? It's I
Yes,
think
yes,
6:14.
yes, it's evening.
Your video is distracted, I think.
It's not 6.
Here in Pakistan, it's a good night time. It's a time to sleep in Pakistan. So, Julius, thank you so much. I'm going to end the broadcast. Okay. So, kindly allow me to end this today's session. Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
So, I'm going to end the broadcast. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, Julie.
All right,
See
thank
you
you.
for the
Thank
next
you.
time
Thank
in the next episode.
you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving us the time.
Bye.
Thank you, Julie.
You too. Bye.
Goodbye.
You're welcome.
Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Can you see my hand?
Goodbye. So here it was Mr. Julius iLori with us. He has shared his life experiences, the problems he faced during his working with the people in Nigeria. He was very much passionate, and he was an outstanding worker, especially for the social work. He is very much well known in Nigeria. We hope for the future encouragement by you all audiences here. So thank you so much for being here. Jazakallah and Allah Hafiz. Fi Aman Allah.